Oh, I was on a live stream and it crashed because my internet went out. So I apologize to everybody. I just had to restart the live stream. Hopefully we can get some people back in here. I really do apologize about that, but yeah, holding my breath till Randy comes back. All right. Apologize to everybody. There we go. So, yeah, we're getting back into the live stream now. So, welcome to everybody who is joining on the live stream aftermath. If you're watching this in a replay, then you're probably confused as to what's going on. I was in the middle of my live stream and the internet crashed. So, yeah, we're back now though. So, we're going to just do a small recap of what we just talked about. Scent of the day is Aurum. It is honey. It is fantastic. Cinnamon, really nice. Then we talked about pretty much nothing else after that. Then, yeah, we're back. So anyway, to the people who were in my chat before, Sniff Snob, Eddie, all of you guys, my internet went out real quick. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but when I looked at my phone, it said YouTube orientation locked, and then I went out of it, and for some reason my Wi-Fi crashed. So no idea why that was happening, but anyway, what I was saying is that Edgewater is basically Parfums the not Parfums the Marley Greenlee. That's not what it is. It's like Coach Green, but a little bit cheaper, if you can say it like that, mixed together with kind of almost like a Sauvage-esque DNA and a little bit of this rinded grapefruit. As it dries down, it's a lot of lavender. There's a lot of lavender in that fragrance. But anyway, as Mo was saying, welcome to Mo's. As I was saying, hi everyone. So welcome back to my channel. Sorry about that. What's going on? So I'll just go through it. Eddie, Sauce Teas by Drew. I saw you earlier, man. What's going on? Newt, Sniff Snob, Central Hub, Kevin, you're back. As Mo, Peacekeeper, Sandy McConnell, and Jeff. That guy. So at least we got the 20 people back that were in there before. Dan, where have you been? JTS, I have been, so you're talking about my videos probably. Because I did a live stream last week. I was going to say, because I've actually done a live stream 3 weeks now in a row. I was supposed to be doing my live stream last night, but just like last week, my family kind of got in the way. And to me, my family is the more important thing. Nothing against you guys, but my daughter wanted to watch a movie. And so I was like, you know what? Why not? So I canceled it yesterday and did it today. As far as the videos are concerned, I didn't post a video 2 days ago or today, because of the fact that I have them, but I don't have them edited, and I'll have them out tomorrow. I've just been all over the country, so haven't been able to do anything. But what's going on, Steffen? Steffen. I always get that confused when I look at your name and myself. What's going on, buddy? Anyway, family over stream. Absolutely. That's exactly how it goes. My daughter and my wife and my dog are my life. I feel corny saying that, but it is what it is. I'm a dad. But today we are going to be, after all of that, so we talked about Kamrakawa, we talked about my scent of the day, talked about the new Hugo Boss, the scent, and then I'm going to be talking about Edgewater and all of those tomorrow. So today we're going to be talking about some fragrances that were sent to me by D. Holmes. These ones right here. He sent me a bunch more. And today, I told him the other day, he's the one who's been sending me a bunch of stuff. Let me see what we got here. So he asked me what Parfums de Marly fragrances I haven't tried. And so I told him, and he goes, wait, you haven't tried Godolphin, and you haven't tried Haltane. And I said, nope, those are the ones, and Parfums de Marly Pegasus exclusive. I only remember trying that from a very, very small decant that Hamza sent me last year, and I don't remember much of it. So he sent me all three. So I'm going to be talking about those right now. I just need to find which bags are in. Then he sent me a bunch of Happy Land fragrances. These are all Happy Land right here. And so that will be on another one. And then we'll start out with Godolphin. And then we also have Arabian Oud Kelmat Black. That's another one he put in there. And then what are these two? These two are Hayward Perfumes Apple Tobacco. And, or something perfumes, apple tobacco. Sorry if that's making a lot of noise. And the last one is Atelier d'Ors Lune Feline Extrait. So those are the other ones he sent me. But right now, what's going on, Luke? Yeah, finally made it to the live. Nice. I like a good first sniff. Yep. So I guess we'll do Parfums de Marly Godolphin. I've been wanting to try that for a while. And to be fair, I already sprayed at 2 a.m. the other day. I was talking to my moderators because all of us were freaking night owls that night. And I just decided to spray one spray of Haltane because that one was the one I was most looking forward to trying. And I'll just tell you because I just sprayed it on my hand right before the live. So I'll tell you exactly what I get from that. But I'll tell you that in a second. This is a first sniff. Never smelled it before. Parfums de Marly Godolphin. You know how many times people have told me to try this fragrance and I just haven't because I didn't like leather at the time, but I've since been getting huge into leather, so we'll figure it out. All right. Leather. A lot of leather. Some woods in there as well. A little bit animalic. Was not expecting that. But there's also kind of like a softer and sweet and spicy edge to it. There's a little bit of saffron in this. At least it's coming off like a saffron, kind of like a little bit close to the saffron that you get in Haltane. But that one's way more heavier of a saffron. But this is definitely a leather-dominated fragrance with a little bit of woods. It's a little bit darker, but also not too over-the-top animalic. Yeah, that's nice. It's actually one of my better leather fragrances that I've tried. Remember to hit that like button, folks. What's going on, Jared? Haven't seen you in one of these in a while. That's good seeing you here, man. If anybody's watching the football games, don't tell me anything. I have it recorded. Football game, not games. Traffic. Hey, all, what did I miss? You missed my live stream crash because I had my internet go down. And then I came back in. I talked about the new Boss Descent. I talked about the fact that I got in Kamarakawa, Nishane's Wulong Cha, that I'm doing a review tomorrow for West Loop and Edgewater by Michael Malone Jensen's. And then I just sprayed on Parfums de Marly Godolphin. There's a little bit of a fruitiness to this as well, which I kind of like. There was no fruitiness in the first minute, but there's some fruitiness in this. This is a really good leather scent. That animalic tone is starting to tone down, and it was never prominent in the first place, but yeah. Usually leather scents like these do have a slight animalic tone on the opening, so yeah. I'm quite enjoying this. Oh, well, thanks to SoCal, since I don't even have to look them up after. So, Godolphin by Parfums de Marly is a leather fragrance for men, launched in 2010. The nose behind the fragrance is Michel Saramito. Don't know that perfumer, but if they work for Parfums de Marly, they're probably a big name that I probably should know. Top notes are fruity notes. There we go. Saffron. There you go. Mate, thyme, cypress, and green notes. Middle notes are rose, orris, jasmine, and base are leather, amber, vetiver, Virginia cedar, musk, and vanilla. So I do get that cedar. The cedar is definitely there. There's a little bit of musk, not too heavy, but it's a leather fruity dominated scent right now with a little bit of the saffron undertoning and a little bit of that cedar undertoning. Very beautiful. This is a full bottle worthy for me. If they sell a smaller size, 75 milliliter, that would be the one that I would aim to get, because I don't think that I would need 100 milliliter size of this, 125 milliliters. Just because of this type of scent, it's not something I'm going to wear every day. But really like this. Yeah, that's really good. I'm going to let that dry down on my hand, and we're going to come back, and I'm going to let you know a little bit about Haltane. So Parfums de Marly Haltane, it started out one way, and it went completely in a different direction. I didn't know anything about this fragrance outside of the fact that it's supposed to be kind of like Parfums de Marly's version of their sister company Initio's Oud for Greatness with a twist. Oud for Greatness I definitely like, but I can say I like Haltane better. Haltane to me, has a little bit less of that Baccarat Rouge 540 vibe that the Initio Oud for Greatness is. Both of them start out very oud heavy woodiness, but it's kind of like almost like a designer oud, where it's not like fecal animalic stuff like that, like a zoologist oud or something like that. It is more of like a dark woodiness that comes through. Very nice oud. It has a little bit of this saffrony sweetness in the opening, but then as it starts to dry, as that oud starts to go and start to dissipate underneath, that's whenever you start getting this kind of oud woody version of Baccarat Rouge 540 that doesn't really smell exactly like Baccarat Rouge 540 because the saffron isn't as cotton candy esque. It's kind of hard to explain without saying Baccarat Rouge 540 500 times. But I know Mo said that he doesn't get as much saffron in this as he does with Oud for Greatness. I'm the other way around. I actually get more saffron in Haltane than I get in Oud for Greatness. I get a little bit more woods, and so Jeff hates Haltane. I actually knew you would hate Haltane whenever I first smelled it. But it's like a dark woody version of Oud for Greatness that has a little bit more spice to it. That's what it is, and I like both of them. If I would pick up a bottle of one of them, I'd probably just go with Haltane because of the fact that my wife also likes it and she said she could wear it. So I would do that. But I still want to have, I don't have any Initios in my collection outside of 10 milliliter decants. And I have Side Effect that's coming on the way. But outside of, well, it needs to be coming on the way. I'm getting it soon. But um, yeah. Wow, that's really good. I'm talking about Godolphin. That's really good. It's like that leather is starting to blend with the fruits and it has that saffron spice in there, but it's not coming off like too heavy of a saffron. Then you have that cedar blended in there. Super natural, high quality. And now there's a little bit of this rich ambery tone coming in. It's a beautiful scent. This is one of my favorite Parfums de Marley's. That's great. See what y'all saying. Made it to alive. Yeah, yeah. Godolphin. Oh, you already put that. What's up, Randy? What's up, Zach? How you doing, bud? John Varvatos, vintage. Nice scent. Great job. Um, traffic. What did I miss? Oh, I already said that. I'm a little bit behind on that. Sorry. Sandy, Godolphin is one of the better leather scents. It definitely is. So everything. Yeah, you didn't miss that much. I did it really quickly, to be honest with you. That cha-cha slide gets people going. Here we go. Next Saturday. Oh, Steelers. Yeah, it's going to be a hope and a prayer for them to beat Buffalo. Buffalo is not only on a roll, but when they get the big games against the quarterback that can throw downhill, it's not good for the Steelers. But I do have to say, this year, this defense can win games out of the middle of nowhere, but we also just lost TJ Watt. So I do not see the Steelers beating the Bills, but I'm still going to be there cheering us on, and hopefully we win. If not, then we'll probably just see Patrick Mahomes win another suit. No, the 49ers are winning this year. What am I saying? The Ravens aren't winning. I'm telling you. If the Browns get past the first round, the Ravens suck against our own division. Like, if the Steelers win and they go and they face the Ravens, the Steelers will beat the Ravens. Like, they have won into Baltimore and won 7 of the last 8 games. That's just, it's Baltimore's curses against the AFC North. I like the praline and Haltane, so that's what the notes are. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. It's kind of like Baccarat Rouge 540, but with a different kind of almost candy like tone or like chocolatey or something, but it's that freaking praline. I didn't want to say that because it didn't smell chocolatey or anything, but the praline that comes through in that is what makes it and sets it apart from the other two scents I said. So I'll just read it off. Jeff put that Parfums de Marley. Thanks again, Jeff. Haltane is a woody aromatic fragrance launched in 2021. Clary, sage, lavender, bergamot, saffron, praline, oud, and cedar are the note breakdowns. So that's where we're kind of getting a little bit of a similarity here with the Godolphin and the Haltane is that they both have that cedar, and I can smell the cedar and the saffron mixture. It's like they use the same cedar and saffron oil for both of them because you can smell that cedar saffron note kind of blending underneath both of the fragrances. Mo, I like both, but I prefer Oud for Greatness more. Yeah, I think I need to smell Oud for Greatness again next to each other. Silverino, thank you very much. New subscriber for 2 months. Well, for 2 months, I've been glad to have you as a subscriber. I haven't tried either of these, Randy. I did get a sample. Well, Eddie, let me try to get you some. I'll see if I can decant some of these like little bits off to you, because you sent me enough already. So maybe I'll get you something out. Is West Loop better? So, you know what? Since you guys are here in the live stream, I'll give you a first look at those two. So West Loop and Edgewater. These are the ones by Michael Malone and Jensen's. The video will come out tomorrow, so even if I'm telling you that today, can you please just give a thumbs up on the video tomorrow? Even if you don't watch it, just give it a thumbs up for the algorithm. Michael Malone's West Loop. So, when this first starts off, for the first 5 minutes, I thought it was going to be a unique but slightly boring scent because it smells kind of like, and I don't know if anybody else gets this, but it smells to me like if you took the original Chanel Allure Homme and you replace the peach with cinnamon. It has that kind of creamy, aromatic, uh, like, you know what you get with the Chanel Allure Homme DNA, and you mix that together with the peach in the Allure Homme. Well, in this one, you kind of replace it with the cinnamon and a little bit of almost like a milky vibe, and you put those together. It's very, very nice. But it's weird because there's supposed to be rose heavy in this, and I do not get much rose at all. The rose is kind of blended underneath, and it smells more like a white floral and like a sweet white floral, something like an orange blossom or something. That's what it comes off like to me. But as you get to the dry down, it comes like this almost creamy sandalwood mixed together with vanilla and cinnamon. So just put those three together: creamy, vanilla, cinnamon. And what do you get? Well, the Josh who sent them to me said it smelled like cinnamon toast crunch a little bit. And I agree, it does have like this almost if you mixed cinnamon toast crunch together with like a little florally tone and the Allure Homme DNA underneath it. That's kind of what this smells like. Is it worth $140? You would have to make that decision. I don't know what your pocketbook looks like, but I definitely think that after this DNA, after this sample, I will pick up a bottle because it is my style of fragrance and because my wife likes it. Wife likes it. Wife, happy life. Anyway, moving into this one, Michael Malone's Edgewater. So in my video, I said it kind of smells like Light Blue Forever, and there are points of it that it does because I hate rinded grapefruit. I hate rinded grapefruit. Anytime I smell rinded grapefruit, I always say it smells like Light Blue Forever or whatever. The only rinded grapefruit that I like is kind of like that rinded citron that you get in Terre d'Hermes Eau Givre. But anyway, the rinded grapefruit in this wasn't as prominent. It must have been kind of like the top notes were sitting in the atomizer when I first sprayed it, because after the video, when I was editing it, I smelled it and I was like, that doesn't smell like what I thought it did the first time. And the second time around, it kind of smelled like a mixture of Sauvage and Coach Green. It doesn't have the kiwi in there, but it's kind of almost like that soapy apple smell that you get. But it also is very cheap. So I would never tell you to spend 140 on this. Even if it was on sale, I think this is a $40 fragrance at max. So I do not think that it's a nice kind of sweet aromatic fragrance that has a little bit of a soapy, almost appley style vibe, which is weird because there's no soap or anything like appley tones in it. There's like lavender and saffron and stuff that kind of makes a weird blend. And the blend kind of comes across. Again, don't listen to me in my video tomorrow because I don't know what was in that atomizer, but it just might have been the top notes or something were spitting out at me. But it's almost like if you mixed Coach Green with Sauvage and added a little trickle of Light Blue Forever. That's what it smells like, and it's cheap. I would never buy it, personally, unless it was like on one of his sales, like the last sale that they did for Galleria Parfums. Like right now, I think you can get them for like $40, the Galleria Parfums ones. Well, that time I would buy them because they're good. Anyway, I have 16 PD. What? Is there 16 PDMs? Oh, all right, let's see. Leighton exclusive. Pegasus exclusive. Herod, Wajan, Hobdon, that red one. And I call it the red one because I hate it. Um, and because I don't remember the name right now. Godolphin, Darley. That's 10. Um, I know there's one I'm missing. I just can't think. Oh, Haltane. What other ones are there? What am I missing? Oh, Percival, Greenlee, Sedley. Okay, so yeah, Cologne was the red one I was saying. Um, so Percival, Greenlee, Sedley. Oh, the new one, the one that just came out. Oh yeah, you know what I'm talking. And Galloway. Okay, so there's 16. So you have them all. You might be missing like one or two. Altair is the one I was saying. Yeah. So wow, I didn't even realize there was that much. Jeez, how many do I have? One, two, three, four, five, six. I have six. Um, I had eight, but I sold two of them. I sold Wajan because I don't need it, and I was sent a 10 milliliter decant by somebody. My favorite for the spring and summer is Sedley. I think that there is no better niche, like signature scent out there for the price when you can find it at a good price in Sedley. But for the fall and winter, for me, it's Herod. Herod, that really nice moist tobacco, sweetness, a little bit of an ambery tone, a little cinnamon. It is a beautiful scent, and I think it's amazing. But it's tremendous that you have that much, so that's crazy. Um, Let me just make sure I didn't miss because a lot of people were saying stuff. Thank you for putting the notes again, Jeff. I appreciate you. Look at that. The most helpful moderator today. How about that, Newt, Mo, and Hamzat? We got Jeff in here putting the notes. How you guys gonna one up that? Jeff doing a better version of Frigorinica. Cheers, bro. I think he's pulling that from Parfumo? Shavathon, haven't seen you in a while. Who do you trust to sell Herod than other? Go to one of two places. If you want to use my code, not my code, but my link, it's in every one of my videos descriptions to Venba fragrance. They sell Herod for like 170 something, but the best place to get it most likely is going to be Aura, Aura fragrance. A lot of people think that place is fake, but it's not. It is a mom and pop shop out of Houston, and I have a lot of fragrances from them, and they are real. So get it from Aura fragrance or get it from Venba fragrance because them two are going to be the best. Or you can wait for a Joma Shop sale when they're like 125 bucks. That's up to you. That comes twice a year, and I let you guys know on my page. So yeah. What the fuck is YouTube doing today? There we go. Jeff is killing it. Yeah. I tried Galloway this spring and summer. It's pretty unique. Not exactly mass appealing. I have never tried Galloway. That's one that D Holmes is gonna watch this afternoon. He's gonna be like, "You motherfucker! You told me that the only ones you didn't try were those three, and now you're saying that you didn't try Galloway. I could have sent that to you, and now I'm gonna have to send you this." Yeah, okay. I gotta say, Godolphin is probably one of my favorite leather scents, just based on this. SoCal scents, they're importing from China. Aura is great. They just carry different fragrances. Okay, so Shavathon, if you do not like Aura, just go to Venba, Venba. I know the owner and I know they ship from the United States. I'm 100% sure. Um, Again, it's venbafragrance.com. They are a niche site that sells maybe a trickle of designer, but I know that they always have uh, yeah, well, they're in the United States. If they import it, obviously they have to import it because the fragrances are coming from Europe. 95% of them are made in Europe. I don't see why Aura would import it from China though. Just check the USA import sites. I don't know about imports. I don't check that stuff. All I know is that I know that the fragrances are 100% authentic, both on Aura and Venba. I know they are authentic. If you want one that is 100% for sure, like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about whatever, I mean, I guess you could just go and get it from what's it called? Venba. Repacked and resealed. I mean, that's up to you then. I don't know. I've never had an issue with any person that has ever bought from Venba. Again, I know the owner. I've spoken to the owner. If he's a really nice guy, and Aura, I'm trying to push you to a site that I'd have no codes with against a site that I do have codes with. So that should tell you. I mean, Aura, I have a lot of fragrances from them, and so if you're one of those people that doesn't like the repacked, resealed, or you're worried about that, I've never had an issue with anything that came from them. I've never had anything that looked like it was repackaged that was taken out or anything. I've never had an issue with any of them. So, yeah, I mean that's totally your call, though. I mean, I can't convince you one way or the other. I'm just trying to give my 2 cents. I'm here. I don't know Galloway. I don't know warm weather PDMs. You don't? Well, then where we go? Hey, D Holmes, I can give back to you. I'll give you all my warm weather ones. I'll send you a bunch of decants of the warm weather ones. Sedley, Percival, Greenlee. I'll send you those three because I don't have Galloway. But I'll send you those. Oh, I want to see this. Let's see. Nice cranium and scalp, bro. Take the dome protector off more. I think he was actually trying to be nice by saying that in a very weird way. Nice cranium and scalp, bro. Take the dome protector off more. Yeah, because he said the one time that he wanted me to take my. Why do I wear a hat so much? I think he was actually being kind of nice with that. So I will say that AR, I'm sorry if you were blocked and you were trying to be nice with that in a weird way, but yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Sedley or Profondo? Oh, Sedley. I really don't deal with the Aqua de Joes anymore. Honestly, Aqua de Joe is Aqua de Joe. And of the two Aqua de Joe Profondos, I prefer Profondo Lights. Profondo Lights has a little bit more of a green sweetness to it. I got one of these for Christmas. Have you guys seen them in your Walmart? They have these flavor tops, and you can choose what flavor you want, and then your water just turns into a flavor. Sedley's really good. It's not going to be for everybody, but I mean, as far as what I found, it's one of the most mass appealing warm weather fragrances, and you can find it for like $130 at certain times of the year. But picture this, it's just like a buttload of like this minty lemon in the opening. It has a little bit of aromatics, like an ambroxany vibe, some like woods. It's really nice scent, very clean, very fresh, very mass appealing. Sedley worth a blind buy. It was my first ever blind buy niche fragrance. So I was happy with it. I can't tell you if you'll be happy with it, but the good thing is if you blind buy Sedley at the price that I told you, you'll have a resale factor that is higher than what you'll buy it for. So if you buy it for 120, $130 on one of the sales and then you resell it because you didn't like it, you could make more than that when it's not the sale. So, yeah. I bought my bottle of Sedley from Venba and Herod from Aura, and I was happy with both purchases. Yeah, I haven't had an issue. I had an issue with Aura 3.5 years ago. Hamzat knows all about it, but since then, they've been perfectly fine. Has anyone smelled Amouage Search? Nope, somebody else can tell you. If anybody's smelled Amouage Search, Sandy recently... Oh, you recently got it and enjoyed it. Ordered it yesterday. Feeling smug. Sandy, you have a lot of freaking fragrances, my dude. A lot of fragrances. Shavathon's not a troll. Shavathon's been part of the channel since I had like 500 subscribers. But you need to do more research. I used to be a financial analyst, 2 major houses here in New York City. You need to examine more closely what you do. Shavathon, I mean, you can have your own opinion on that. And I don't think he's trolling. I think he's being honest. That's the way he feels about it. But I can tell you that every single reviewer that I have spoke with, that I have been friends with, that I've talked to, and thousands upon thousands of my subscribers that have been in the fragrance community longer than I have bought from those two sites longer than I have. So, and they've been happy with their purchases. So, I mean, if you want to analyze things for yourself, please do. I mean, everybody has their own prerogative, but I'm not going to do that. I would rather save money on something that I know is a legit product. I mean, I'm not one of those people that's in the only buy retail camp. Right, Jeff? I can read your texts. Jeff is texting me up. I can see it in front of me. Bro, nobody told you about the game tonight? William Miller, no. No one's spoiling it for me because I told them not to tell me. I said that at 8:30 I'm getting off of here and I'm going to watch my game. And even though I am a big Penn State fan, I honestly don't care about who wins. I think that Michael Penix Jr. is fantastic, and I hate Michigan, I want to see Newt cry. So I'm gonna say let's go Michael Penix Jr. Let's go Washington. Um, there are only two discounters that aren't family owned and operate on a shoestring budget: Fragrance Net and Fragrance S, Fragrance Net and Fragrance X. Well, I'm not sure how they operate. Again, that's the kind of stuff that if you want to look into it, I'm not gonna entertain the conversation anymore. But if you want to look into that kind of stuff, that is your prerogative. I'm just saying that I have the fragrances that I bought from those sites. Millions of people have bought from those sites, and I haven't heard many bad things ever about either of those. So yeah. Okay, you look familiar. Silverino, what you mean? Oh. No, he's a SoCal Sense. So if you guys want to go follow SoCal Sense, he actually was one of the last people that I followed before I started my channel. He actually helped me start my channel. His name is Jeff. He's from Cali, and he's not a review channel. He is a compliment test channel that has maybe a small bit of reviews sprinkled in here every few months, but he gets models and actresses and some really beautiful ones that come onto his channel, and they review the fragrances based on what they get from the scent. So if you want to go follow him, please do. He's also on TikTok, which I'm on TikTok too, but don't follow me over there because I honestly don't give a shit about TikTok. I'd rather you unfollow me on TikTok. I mean, to be honest with you, I hate that shit. TikTok is trash. I've been on there. I have 14,000 subscribers on there that I got within like a 6-month period. And then I was just like, you know what? I am going to do good on TikTok. And then I monetized myself. And in 7 months and like 13 million views later, I had like 30 cents. I was like, you know what? This is, and most of the kids on there are just trolls. So I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with TikTok. Hello, what's up, Noel? I like that name. Noel Rodriguez. I like that name. Really nice name. I'm sorry I'm going backwards because the chat skipped. Somebody must have deleted a comment. Just an FYI, if somebody's using a phone and looking at chat like this, if you delete a comment, it skips all the way to the top. That's why I'm getting a laptop soon. I have a laptop, but it's for work only, just an FYI. So what's your favorite flavor, Randy? Somebody said, what's your favorite flavor? Oh, of this? Strawberry. I'm very new to it, so I got strawberry and wild berry, and I like strawberry better. I bought a bottle of Sedley from Venba. Okay, we are back to where I was supposed to be. Sedley is one of my favorite freshies. Sedley is a fancy Sprite soda. Yeah, I know you say that. It's a Sprite soda, but I get a lot more lemon than a Sprite. My Ear Legacy is a cheap alternative. I'm Stephen. I mentioned that in my video today that one of my favorite cheapies, I would say my favorite clone of the year is My Ear Legacy. It's a really good one. I did too. They took it back immediately. Okay. No offense, Shavathon, I'd have more problems with Fragrance Net than Aura and Frag, but I actually agree with that. Again, no offense. I agree. Fragrance Net, both behind the scenes because I have affiliates with them, and as far as the issues I've had with as a customer, I've had issues with both, like horrible issues being an affiliate and horrible issues being a customer. I haven't had any issues with the other two. But again, I'm done with that conversation. I don't really feel like talking about it anymore. I won't cry if Michigan gets beat. I'd be thrilled if Michigan State. Oh, yeah, you're a Michigan State fan. I was getting one confused with the other. Chaos compares clones to the real deal and often claims they're better. How is this possible? G-Law, I have no idea. That's why I will always maintain if you guys ever want me to talk about clones on my channel, I will. But I'm never going to tell you guys that they're better because 99.9% of the time they're not. There's only like two or three that I like better than the originals because I usually don't like those originals at all in the first place. Like, there's a clone of Red Tobacco I like better than Red Tobacco because Red Tobacco, I get this super bad harshness to it. But I've tried over 400 clones so far. About 70 of them were sent to me by Jeff whenever I first started my channel, Dua, and legit, every single one of them sucked. I mean, there was, he sent me 52 and I hated all 52 of them. There was not a single Dua fragrance that he sent me that I liked. Um, Although I have tried to do a scent that I liked, but it's like there's no quality. There's a quality difference. All right. The reason is because it has 200 employees and HR problems filling positions. Okay, I'm done with that conversation right now. Um, I used Fragrance X for years, no complaints. Fragrance X was good, but they haven't been able to compare with their prices lately. So I haven't used them since probably day one, day two of my channel when I first bought. What did I buy from them? John Varvatos Double X. I bought that from them, and then their prices just haven't been able to compete lately. Fragnet is trash at times. Other times it's good. Their shipping is terrible. 99% of the time, but then there's like this 1% of the time that it arrives like 2 days later. I'm like, what are you guys doing? One day you can send the package to me in like a minute, and the next time it takes like 6 months to get to my house. It's like you guys ship it to China and then over to Hungary and then back to New York just to come down to Pittsburgh. And you guys are legit in the same state as me. You're like right next to it. But yeah. Uh, my ear is more like minty Sprite. Like that is true too. It is very similar to Sedley, but it is more of the mint than anything. Doing those Alexandria fragrances were rough. See, you keep saying Alexandria. I know, and I never correct you. I don't know why I never correct you, but you've never actually sent me Alexandria. You sent me 52 Dua. And you in that little Versace box that you sent me, there were all those little samples of Dua. Yeah, there was no Alexandria. You sold that to somebody else. I was gonna buy the Alexandrias, but you sold them to somebody else. I think Shavathon is a Fragnet employee. I don't think so. I think he's just a very sincere, concerned person that just looks into things too much, as is his prerogative, because he has a different viewpoint than you do. And I accept all viewpoints. It's just I'm not going to talk about it for 45 minutes during my live stream. I used to shop at Fragrance USA. Fragrance USA turned into something else now, didn't it? I don't remember. There's a lot of really weird companies out there. There was one company that reached out to Jeff last year at the end of like mid last 2023, and they wanted to give him like three $20 bottles for a bunch of reviews, but it was like this site that was kind of like a broke down Joma shop, and it's like that. No, and he was like, no, 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 no. That was there's a lot of those out there that you guys don't know about because they're just not advertised on Google, but there's a lot of those. Yeah, TikTok has changed. Yeah, TikTok changed ever since they started to change that monetization thing. It was like a $2 billion pot, and now it's like our $2 million pot or $2 billion pot, and now they like upped it to like 6 million, but it's all going to like the big people on TikTok. So I don't really care about TikTok anymore. I like YouTube. I'm old fashioned though. I'm like rounding 40 already, and so I'm like, you know what? I don't need to be on TikTok right now. And I don't do the fragrance reviewing for views and subscribers. They're nice to have, obviously, but I don't do it for views and subscribers. I do it because I like fragrances, and that's why sometimes I just take breaks, is because whenever I don't get that feeling of actually wanting to review and be happy to review and talk to you guys, I ain't doing it. I'm just not gonna do it. And I'll tell you, like, hey, I'm going to do something else because I don't feel like doing it today. Same experience here with Fragrance Net shipping. Yeah, it's really bad. What's up, Fragrance Fraternity? How you doing? Mike, go over and follow Mike at Fragrance Fraternity. He is a new person in the fragrance community as about 7 months ago, I think. He does a lot of top 10 lists, stuff like that. Very knowledgeable, so definitely go follow him. I had some Alexandria too. Yeah, I know. You had a list. It was, do you want to buy the Alexandria fragrances or the Dua? I said I want the Alexandria, and you said, sorry, somebody bought it. Dua makes more fragrances than what is good for them. It dilutes their brand. They should focus on doing a few a month. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I read that wrong, but I completely agree with you. I know what I was reading. I just wasn't reading it right. I'm also looking forward to the new Killian release. What's the new Killian release? I know there was Smoking Hot, but is there a new Killian that I didn't hear of? Because Killian just sent me a care package, but there was nothing in there. I have, and you know what sucks, and I was really, really sad about it, is that I ordered Killian Apple Brandy on the Rocks from Venba last week, and it was USPS was supposed to have it here today. It's been in Pittsburgh since Saturday, and I went to my mailbox, and then I looked at my USPS today, and it says it won't be here till Wednesday. It was delayed. I was like, shit, that sucks. But anyway, about Killian, Smoking Hot is really good. I'm gonna get that. Killian Born to Be. Is it called Killian Born to Be? You're welcome. I went to Disney World in September and rocked Armani Code Profumo. It was epic. It smelled perfect in the heat. Well, there you go. Armani Code Profumo in the heat. I wouldn't think that, but to each his own. I mean, sometimes fragrances work good in the heat when you wouldn't think they would. They said 3 bottles at my choice. Oh, so you do remember that. Okay. And then they wanted full videos of their site and 3 cheap fragrances. That was not my channel. I said, nope. Yeah, I know. Then you sent them to me, and then they tried to do that to me too. And I was like, nope. Yes, Cuba had a video. In addition to their New York warehouse, Fragrance Net opened warehouses. Okay, I'm not talking about that anymore. I apologize, Shavathon. I'm not trying to be mean in any way, shape, or form. It's just I am almost done my live stream right now, and that conversation I really don't care too much about anymore. I mean, I know that you do, and that's more your prerogative. It's just I don't really want to talk about that much more anymore. Um, it's born to be unforgettable. I'm curious about the new Initio. Sounds like my speed. That does look good. It also looks like it could be really bad. Um, the new Initio has cherry in it, and any fragrance that has cherry scares me because cherry can be really good or really bad. It depends on how the cherry is used. I don't see Initio ruining it, but I can see Initio making it too feminine. That's one thing I could worry about. But anyway, as far as new releases, first one of the year, I will rehash this. Boss the Scent Elixir. It smells like a scent flanker. If you dial down the Maninka, it's like the scent magnetic with the pink and red pepper from the opening of infrared in a slight fruity tone. As it dries down, it's kind of like Boss the Scent Magnetic. If you dialed down that vanilla, didn't have that brand absolute, and you added it in place of sandalwood, and you had sandalwood in place of the brand absolute. So it's like a creamy sandalwood with lavender. And it's like a sweet bubblegummy lavender as you get to the dry down. The opening isn't like that, but it's unique. But at the same time, it still smells like a scent flanker. Again, some people say it's boring. I really like it. I just know how people act in the fragrance community, so I won't be surprised to hear the people who say it was a boring scent. I'm going to probably have that in my top 5 at the end of the year because I really like it. I picked up Calvin Klein's Defy Parfum from my Macy's with their 50% off deal. It's redundant in my collection, but it's good and strong. Very good performer. Yeah, the Calvin Klein Defy Parfum is a good one. I didn't like the other 2 in the line, but you're definitely right. It is redundant, but it's a good performer, and it's good to have in your collection if you can find it for a good price. 1 million golden oud has become incredibly awesome weeks later. Yeah, it did macerate. Mine macerated in the decant. And I mean, I don't even have a bottle of it, but in the decant, it even macerated a bit. So I would say that you're correct. Mine actually changed a little bit of its scent in a good way, so I'm definitely happy with that. I was once considering Straight to Heaven by Killian. I talked about that 2 days ago. It's actually quite nice. It was on was that my last live stream? I can't remember. I got a decant pack. Yeah, it was my last live stream. I got Straight to Heaven, Intoxicated, and Sacred Wood, Angel Share again, Apple Brandy on the Rocks, and Smoking Hot. Uh, Speaking of Armani Code, here in Thailand, Armani Code Colonia popped up. Oh, that's a good one. It smells like Prodalone Water Splash if it was Armani's. That's the way that if you've ever smelled Prodalone Water Splash, it's basically Armani's version of that. That's the easiest way to put that fragrance. Have you ever smelled the OG Killian Brandy? No, Jared, I have not. Is it good? Because I'm getting the apple brandy on the rocks, and I know that's good. I've tried that already. Buried in the mod chat at Doud about the new by Killing. Yeah, I lost it. Did somebody say that? Hold on. Can somebody at least tell me what the new name of the Killian chat is? Oh, yeah, the new name of the Killian fragrance is somewhere buried in our moderator text, but I don't know the name. I know someone said Born to be Unforgettable, but I have a feeling they were being a joke. Good night, everyone. I nearly bought the whole. Oh, see ya, traffic. Traffic. See ya. Digging Apple Brandy on the Rocks, super nice, good recommendation. Yeah, it's a good one, and it actually pairs really nice with Angel Share. Mix them together, and it's really good. So it really is be born to be unforgettable. It's almost like you're saying, "Don't buy me." Born to be unforgettable. It's like the fragrance was born to be unforgettable. That's definitely a horrible name. It's almost as bad as the new Terre d'Hermes herpes fragrance. I mean, what is it like Terre d'Hermes something herpes? It actually is called Born to be Unforgettable. So, Jared, what is that Killian Brandy? Have you tried it? And if you've tried it, have you tried Apple Brandy on the Rocks? Are they similar? Is it good? Is it worth trying? I have never tried it. I love Killian, so I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. That's nuts. Can't believe it. I was wondering at what point in its maceration would you say it went bad? Felt like a bit of a fine line. So there's two different things. People get it confused, but I know what you mean. So there's maceration and maturity. Maceration happens 99.9% of the time before it even hits the shelves. Maceration is whenever the oils and the perfumer's alcohol are all blending together after the fragrance was actually made. Usually it takes a few months for that to happen. And again, usually it happens before it hits the shelves or it gets to the actual household. Every once in a while, you'll find a fragrance that if you buy it right off the drop, it might still need another like month or a half a month to macerate. But then usually it's the maturity process that starts from there and they can mature for the life of the fragrance. But for the most part, the most amount of maturity happens in the first 6 months to a year, where you will notice a really drastic change in some fragrances. Some fragrances don't macerate at all, or mature at all, I mean. But the maturity process is usually where you get the better projection. You get the best product, the one that they were aiming to release to everybody, is that final product, which is usually at about 6 months. That's what I've at least found. And then there's no point where it actually starts to go bad unless you're talking like 10 years in. Because I have an Aqua de Jo behind me from 2006. I have a Lacoste Essential that is from 2004 or 2003 that are behind me that still are totally fine. I have a Killian, or not a Killian, I have a Pure Havant from 2010. And I mean, they're fine. The fragrances still wear. They still go about 8 to 10 years. If you keep it and don't listen to people, as long as you keep it away from a sunny window, you can just keep it in your room or somewhere. It doesn't have to be in the dark. It has to be in a room that isn't around any kind of ultraviolet light from the sun or any kind of like heat lamps, and keep it out of the bathroom. Those are the only, as long as you have it in a bedroom that's at room temperature, you're fine. Yes, you could keep it in a stupid fridge or something at like 50 degrees, but it's not going to happen. But there are some fragrances, like certain top notes, that you'll lose. Um, for instance, my Lacoste Essential right now smells like just lavender because a lot of those really subtle top notes that usually fade away really quickly, they'll go away and you won't see them after about 8 to 10 years. At about 6 or 7 years, you'll start to see them start to finally go away. But for the most part, the fragrance isn't gonna fully go bad for a long ass time, like 10 to 15 years, but it depends on the fragrance. I've never let any of my warm weather or cool weather fragrances go bad or long yet outside of Pure Havant, but that one is still perfectly fine. But it's those top notes. Like again, sometimes you might have like your lemons and your bergamots and stuff like that. They'll fall off. It all depends. I actually enjoyed the OG apple brandy more. Is that what you were talking about? Okay, so I think it was actually called Prince. I was also referring to the OG apple brandy. Okay. I haven't tried apple brandy on the rocks yet. The OG is heavy boozy. I was wondering to comp. So this one, apple brandy on the rocks. I tried it last year a few times. I had a decant sent to me, and I was like, you know what? I need to buy it. I was waiting for a good sale. Finally got it, and I got it for 150, 148. Um, it smells almost like a Washington apple. If you ever smelled one of those shots, it is boozy. It is that kind of like an apple puckery boozy scent that has like an ambery back tone. But yeah, it's still like that. That's very similar to what it is. Um, but again, I've never tried the original, so I can't do a comparison to tell you if they're exactly the same. But yeah, there's no way the citrus top notes can be as strong 10 years later. No, no, that's the top. Yeah, the top notes. No, no, no. The top notes, it depends on the fragrance, but like in warmer weather fragrances, you might have those that just turn into like an aromatic based fragrance because lavender oils and stuff, they last forever. Not forever, but for a long time. Clary sages, geraniums, those type of notes last a while. Vanillas, those type of things are synthetic, so they'll last forever. Ambers, those will last forever. But when you're talking about like real citrus notes, unless it's like a synthetic lemon, if it's a real lemon that's going into that, like a real lemon oil, then that's going to dissipate in 5 to 10 years. And you're going to be left with more of the base and mid notes. Dude, if you like apple brandy, check out that apple tobacco down in the bag. I have not smelled a more realistic apple note. D. Holmes, I have tried it, and I don't like it. I was really upset that I didn't like that, and I forgot to tell you. It was really late. It was one of those nights that I was telling you, but I tried the Apple one. It was the first one I tried, and I was really excited to try it. And then I tried it, and the Apple, I think it might have got better, but it was way too late. I still need to wear it, but the opening is like almost way too soury synthetic apple for me. It's you're I know you're saying it's a realistic apple, and yes, I understand what you're saying, but it comes across way too soury synthetic for me. I don't know why it comes across that way, and I'm gonna try it again, but that was just the way it came across. I was very upset because that one, as soon as I saw the word apple on the fragrance, I was like, "Ooh, apple tobacco sounds amazing," but it wasn't for me. But I'll let you know more once I try it again. Again, this was 2 a.m. and I sprayed it on and then washed it off 10 minutes later. The only fragrance I had that went bad is a bottle of Ralph Lauren Chaps, which is before its time, and that makes sense too. I mean, I would say that Lacoste, I can say that probably went bad. It's from 2004. It smells like pure lavender right now. So that I mean, not necessarily went bad. It's just not Lacoste anymore. It's just lavender. Um, the basement is a cool 60 degrees. I keep mine right here. And right now, it's the chilliest room in the house. It's around 65 to 70 degrees. That's what we like to keep our bedroom at. And so that's where I keep my fragrances. And again, I have light on it, like just bedroom light, but that doesn't affect fragrances. Don't let people tell you it does. Unless you have it right next to the light bulb where it's providing heat, Light bulb is not a natural light source, and so it will not provide any harmful rays to any of your bottles at all. So don't let people tell you that it will. That's super informative, especially from a chemist. Thank you so much. Aside, I think it's worthy of a standalone video as well. Have I done a video about that? I did tips and tricks videos similar to that at one point. But for you, I will. Somebody else asked me to do a video, and I can't remember what it is now. I told them I would make it, and if I don't make it, I'll be an asshole. Now I'm going to have to spend the next half hour looking through my comments. I think it was on a recent video, though, so. My Blue to Chanel EDT original launch went bad around the 9-year mark. No top notes left. Well, that makes sense because that's natural. It's Chanel. They have a lot of natural oils. So that would make sense on why those citruses and gingers and stuff like that are gone. Um, I tried Leighton. While it smells good, I found it more of a feminine. Ooh. So I gave it to my wife. What do you think? I don't find it feminine. You're the first person in my 2 year, well, 18 months, 19 months that I've been on YouTube that I've heard say that Leighton smelled feminine. I've never heard that before, but to each his own. I have heard Vicks Vapor Rub. I've heard that quite a few times. I think that Leighton is a really nice, kind of like this aromatic apple fragrance that has a nice amber rich base. Um, Again, to each his own, though. I mean, the apple is, I guess that's what's coming across to you and your wife as being a little feminine. But to me, that richness of the fragrance overrules the apple and it makes it more like this. I don't know. I don't know. I can't. I'm trying to think of what maybe gets you guys thinking it's feminine. Because the only thing I can think is the apple. Because I know somebody just put vanilla, but the vanilla in that isn't like anything super strong. I mean, the main things in that is the apple, the mint, the aromatic tones, the ambers. Those are like the resinous tones. That's the main part of that fragrance. So and the vanilla is just kind of like a second nature, and it's not even like a main thing in that. So I don't know. I To each his own. But I can see it on a woman. I can see a woman wearing it. It's just I find it masculine. I don't find it like unisex leaning masculine. I find it more kind of like not super masculine, just kind of like almost getting close to unisex, but still in the masculine area. Tom Ford, Vanilla Sex, and Mind Games French Defense are my top two so far in 2024. You've already got two new fragrances in 2024? I haven't tried Vanilla Sex or Mind Games anything, so now you're making me want to try Vanilla Sex. Huh. Yeah, Rob. So I'm trying to think of it, but the only thing I can think is that maybe that apple. Because the apple is the main note in Leighton. It's like an ambery apple with aromatics. That's what the fragrance is in general. And so the only thing I can think is that that apple is just coming across feminine to you. But yeah. Anyway, it's 8:44. I'm already 15 minutes past me watching my football game. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this live. We had a pretty successful live for not having was having a football game going on, and one of the biggest football games of the year anyway. So I'm gonna go watch that, and I hope that you guys have a great day. Again, make sure, even though I talked about it today, that you guys at least hit the like. You don't have to watch it, but at least hit the like button for me tomorrow on my Michael Malone Jensen's video. I appreciate some of the new people that stopped in here. Silverino, thank you for being here for 2 years, 2 months. I mean, Shavathon, Sandy, Jeff, all of my moderators, Rob, everybody who's in here, Eddie, D Holmes, thank you for sending me the decants. Josh, thank you for the two Michael Malone decants. I really appreciate all of you guys. I hope that you guys are having a great new year, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Stay safe, and best to all of you.